Hey everybody, it's Tanya Atomic, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Exorcist Part 3. The Exorcist Part 3 was based on the novel called Legion by William Peter Blatty, who also wrote the original Exorcist novel and I believe screenplay, and he actually wrote and directed this one. I don't think Legion the book was actually connected to Exorcist. But the studio made this one, Exorcist III, with ties in to The Exorcist. And it's starring George C. Scott and Brad Dourif. It's one of a kind to me. Like, I've never experienced anything like this movie. It sort of starts off as a crime drama whodunit. So it's George C. Scott is investigating these killings, and things turn supernatural. A lot of it's a slow burn kind of dialogue heavy movie. A lot of the dialogue is kind of inducing. They talk about deaths and some of the grisly things they've seen, and some of the case. They talk about the case they're working on quite a bit and some of the gruesome stuff, and you don't see it at the beginning. I mean, there's a little bit of stuff that you see at the beginning, but it's kind of a slow build, and some of the best scenes are some of the dialogues between George C. Scott and the other characters, the other actors, especially Brad Dourif. Those scenes are pretty amazing. Just the scenes with the two actors, and there are a few really good scares in here. Normally scary movies don't scare me unless it has something to do with, like, it's already an irrational fear of mine or that kind of thing. But this movie, it had nothing to do with me personally in any way, but it had some setups and some scares that really, really got under my skin. There's a couple times in here where, and I've heard people call them jump scares, but I don't think of them as jump scares because I feel like, to me, like, jump scares are when, something comes right out at the screen, but then it's nothing actually frightening or nothing that has to do with the story. The horror part of the story, like a cat jumps at you or jumps across the screen and you get startled. But there are a few scares that are actually startle scares, in my opinion, but that have to do with the horror that's going on, and therefore is very scary. But I will not give it away. And I would say if you go in not knowing anything about this movie, it's probably going to be more exciting. It was for me anyway. I knew nothing about this movie. I didn't even know this movie existed. And it got to me more than if I had known more about it. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. It was different than most things I've seen. I could see how it was influenced by, it seemed to be influenced by 70s crime drama stuff, and I could see how they really tried to fit the Exorcist stuff onto this story that originally wasn't connected to the Exorcist, I don't think, anyway. But that said, it was well done, and I noticed some of the shots, some of the setups, some of the direction was really well done, even right away at the beginning. There were some really cool visual moments, choreography stuff that I, as a director, noticed and thought was really well done. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's got, some flaws. You could pick it apart in some ways, but that doesn't mean it's not entertaining. That doesn't mean it didn't really provide real scares, and that doesn't mean that there weren't things that were really good about it. So anything that, maybe you could pick apart or there were strange choices or whatever, doesn't affect the overall quality of the film, I don't think. So I really enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad to have a copy. Let me know what you think. What do you think of The Exorcist? What do you think of part 1 and 2? I mean, talk to me about it in the comments. I'm very interested to hear other people's opinions. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching.